Hi, I'm Emanuel Xavier, and I'm going to be reading a new poem that I wrote for the latest issue of Entre Magazine, Volume 4, Spring 2026. This is called They Knew the Words. Before the rallies, before the flags multiplied like warning signs, before history was rewritten in block letters, they knew the words. They quoted Carmen Miranda in Halloween aisles, balanced plastic fruit on their heads and called it tribute. They swooned over Rita Hayworth without ever asking who Margarita Cancino had to become to be loved. They laughed at I Love Lucy, mimicked Desi Arnaz's accent at dinner tables, rolled their R's for sport. They knew every lyric to La Bamba, every guitar riff from Carlos Santana, every December refrain of Jose Feliciano's Feliz Navidad, ringing through suburban living rooms where no one spoke Spanish unless it was for pleasure. They could say Cuchi Cuchi like Charo, could name check Chico and the Man, could hum Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine without stumbling over Miami. They watched Linda Carter spin into Wonder Woman, claimed her as all-American. They memorized Ricky Martin's smile, debated Shakira's hips, crowned J-Lo a Bronx goddess from couches far from the borough. They blasted 80s and 90s Latin freestyle, Judy Torres, TKA, Sapphire, Coro, through speakers in towns where our brown faces were still novelty. They wore Cypress Hills tees like rebellion was an accessory. They sang along to Mark Anthony, shouted, Vivir mi vida. Let Julio Iglesias soundtrack their wine nights. Let Enrique teach them how to whisper desire. They knew the words. They knew the hooks. They knew how to pronounce our names when it benefited them. The same mouths that sang along to Oye como va now spit go back. The Kool-Aid came in red cups to match their red hats. And suddenly, Spanish was suspicious. Suddenly, borders were sacred, but our lives were not. The same households that framed Latina beauty in magazine covers now frame fear in living rooms. They kept the music, kept the DVDs, kept the nostalgia, but misplaced the people. They knew the words. That's what lingers. This was never ignorance. It was choice. They loved us as entertainment, as spice rack, as summer hit, as safe exotic, until we knocked on the door as citizens, until we ran for office, until we asked for dignity without choreography. They knew the words. They just decided not to mean them.